Good T. Damn, dog, it's been forever.
Oh man, it's good to see you guys. Welcome to the Mental Margarita Show.
Yeah,
I
man,
got
I
my
heard. I haven't seen the
brothers.
show. How's it going?
Oh man, I'm telling you, these are my guys for the audience that is tuning in. Let me tell you, these are my guys. These guys taught me just about everything as far as recording.
That's true.
I mean,
Crazy, right?
A long time.
you guys remember
Yeah.
those days, huh?
Oh yeah, man.
Dog, that was a
Hours
long
upon
time ago,
hours.
brother. We go back to the beginning.
A lot of
Oh.
OEs.
A whole lot of OEs. Was it H&M Studios?
H&M, that's right, bro.
H&M. That was the GOD days.
Damn.
I remember you guys would pick me up, and man, Hugo, I swear you would never. I mean, either you or Lou would not get any rest, and that's really to credit to all the success that you guys had. But I just remember that just grinding.
Yeah, man, we were soldiers back then, man. We were soldiers.
I'm on a mission, you know.
Yeah, you guys were such soldiers, and what I really, it's like as you get older, you're able to look back and to analyze things, even more clear. And I remember the stories that you guys were telling me when we first hooked up of how much work that you guys were doing in the studio.
Right.
What was it like back in those days, man, grinding?
Bro.
I don't know, man. I mean, to me, it was just we were just doing. Like I wasn't really paying too much attention to.
Hugo said we were just going, trying to figure it out,
Trying to get to that finish line.
Yeah, exactly.
Trying to get to that finish line. And Lou, I remember you just working on those mixes. I mean, for hours and hours upon the time. As far as the Miami bass scene goes, you guys had your foot into that.
Yeah.
What are some of the things that you remember of the early days with the Miami bass scene and some of the participation you guys played in?
Now, I mean, that's funny because like the bass days and when we really actually started, that's when we actually got our first like exposure to even the music, just producing or engineering or even doing a record. We learned that was our school, you know what I mean? So the bass thing was in full swing when we decided to like jump into the deep end of the pool, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, it was cool. The cool thing about that was there was at least to me, it was cool because it was like small in scale enough for us to like learn. You know what I mean? Or we weren't doing a national record. Yeah, it was like a little kind of a regional vibe at the time. And it was great because Miami was just starting to get its identity, you know what I mean? So we just happened to be there and we learned off the back of that style of music into the next era, you know what I mean?
That's right. And I remember that. And you guys really did. Did you guys do some work with Luke at all, or?
No. I mean, as far as I don't remember, did we ever do anything for Luke?
No, I don't think we done. I don't think we did a record, but
no,
you did some engineering for him.
Yeah. I mixed.
That's
matter of fact, that's how we met. Pitt, me mixing the record for Luke. But yeah, I did a bunch of mixes for Luke early on. Not early on. I shouldn't say early on. What am I talking about?
I think I remember that. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, I think we were already working with you, and I had worked with Luke a couple times already. But
absolutely.
Yeah.
Man, and the sessions, the GOD sessions, those were fun.
Yo, man, it's funny.
Those are great.
Where are those tapes out? We got to get them tapes.
Oh,
man.
We got to get those tapes. Hugo, I tell you, you were like really exploring with your production at that time, because I remember you were like really just getting in the beginning phases of it.
Yeah, I was
starting to
still
just
learning.
get into your own. Yeah,
because I remember when before we started your album, which led to K Squad. I had decided, all right, this is what I want to do. I want to try to, be a good beat maker at least, right? Because producer, beat maker, kind of come in hands sometimes. Look what it led to, though. Isn't that crazy?
That's
well,
amazing,
it led to the success that you guys have. I mean, from Too Fast, Too Furious soundtrack, Lloyd Banks, Pitbull, DJ Khaled, Trick Daddy, Trina, Daddy Yankee. The list goes on and on.
Yeah, man.
And wow, what was the pivotal point that you guys start saying, oh, you know what? I'm feeling some momentum right now.
You know what? I think probably the most momentum I remember feeling was with Pitt, just because
Pitt, yeah,
that was something that when we decided to like running this project, it was it was a 2-year process. So like every month, every 2-3 months, you could start feeling that. Like the most momentum I ever felt was when Kulo finally broke.
Oh
got
gosh,
crazy. Like, whoa,
what a record
yeah,
that
like,
was.
That just started moving them. Like, you know, we built it to where everybody in Miami knew who he was. But then when that record went, I remember feeling like, whoa, this is getting bigger. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you guys really.
Sorry,
ahead,
not to cut you off, but I was just going to add to that. I think the momentum was right before Pit because remember, we were doing all of Sony's catalog.
That's right. That's right. That's
and
right.
we were getting our name was really starting to grow.
Yeah.
Starting to buzz. Yeah.
And that's why I think when we decided to do Pit was the perfect time for us because we had this momentum behind us too.
Right. Yeah. Because matter of fact, the reason why we even took the advice was when Hugo asked, we had done, remember we did that remix for Ivy Queen.
Yeah, Wyclef gave me good advice. He's a
great guy. You guys were working with Sony Latin, right?
Yeah. We were doing remixes of all their like Latin artists were doing like rhythmic versions, you know, or remixes for radio.
Versions, club versions,
Power 96, DJ Latin. Those are the guys.
Those are the guys that made it happen.
Man.
No, but you know, it's funny. Hugo's the one who asked. We had done a remix for Ivy Queen, and then they shot a video for our remix because it got on American radio.
Oh,
and then,
yeah.
Right. So then we went to this video shoot because the guy from Sony was like Gabriel. Remember Gabriel?
Yeah.
So Gabriel goes, you guys got to go to the video shoot. We go, and we were sitting up in the back of the pool with Clef and Jerry Wonder. And Hugo said, give me some advice. And that's when Clef was like,
I asked him, I said, look, Clef, I don't want a handout or nothing. I said, but if there's anything that you could tell me, because, you know, as advice, what I should be doing, what I should not be doing. And Clef was super nice. He was like, well, obviously you're doing something right because you're here with us right now. and he said, but what you guys need to do is find an artist and get behind an artist, sign an artist and get behind him.
Yeah, I remember the early days when you guys were working with Pitt, and I just felt I don't know why I just felt like something magical was going to come out of it.
Right.
Really?
Yeah, I just felt like something magical was coming out of it, man. And Pitt just had that. I mean, he just had it was. I don't know. I think I ran into him on South Beach one time, and he was telling me that he was working with you guys, and I just saw this look in his eyes, and I was just like. Yeah, something's about to happen.
Yeah. I mean, that's one of the reasons, at least, you know, that I know me and my brother both experienced was like meeting him and talking to him and seeing he had like we were like, yo, this kid's driven. You know what I mean? Like you said, there was just a vibe about the whole situation.
It really was.
I think honestly, I caught a little bit at the time, but like Hugo says too, when you're in the middle of it, you're not really keeping track. And looking back now, you lose sort of track of the way things happen. But definitely a few times during that process, I remember thinking, wow, this is. And you remember, Miami was also bubbling right under that. Like, you know,
there was so much other things that were going on at the time.
Right. It was the whole city was starting to kind of.
The city was just starting to get live.
Yeah, because at the time that we started with Pitt, I was still engineering, so I was cutting like Jackie O. I was like mixing Jackie O's records for Po' Boy. So then
Jackie O.
It was nice during that time. All the whole city was uniting, man. They were helping each other, bro. And there was really was. You know, even though we had our camps, but everybody was just spreading the love around, man. It was great.
Yeah,
it was a whole lot of love. And Circle House played such a huge role too.
Man, Circle House, that was the mecca. Like that was the center. I mean, for not only for like everybody in Miami, including me and my brother, but like me personally for my mixing engineer. I mean, they pretty much. I owe like a huge debt of gratitude because they just defaulted me that position. You know what I'm saying? They gave me a platform.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So, and then plus we all grew, you know, they were like, once their studio started growing and spreading around, it was like the, you know, Grand Central Station of freaking artists from all over the country coming.
It really was, man.
Yeah. So
it was off the chain.
I remember BB told me one day, he was like, just come here every day at 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, what for? He's like, just come here every day at 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, okay. Yeah. And I would show up and I'd be like, okay, now what? He's like, I don't know, make beats, do something. And then I was like, okay, you know.
I remember that.
So I started doing that. And then for me, it played out in a way where now you have Diddy in the one room, you have Lil Jon in the other room, and then the BB would come hunt me down and be like, hey, they need beats. And then I was like, oh, I see what he's trying to do.
My work ethic has gotten better because of you guys have been, I mean, you guys are really the bricks and you know, part of my DNA for sure.
That's awesome to hear, brother, man. That's great.
Now, as far as the legacy, when I think of the Diaz brothers, I think of a legacy that will never be tarnished, a legacy that will forever be upheld in Miami, and not only Miami, just across the world. You guys made an impact on the culture. How do you
I
guys
appreciate
feel?
that.
How do you guys feel about that? I mean, the legacy. I mean, is there any more that you guys want to do?
I mean, listen, I think we
No.
always, yeah. You know what? You take this, Hugo. Go ahead.
No, go. I was just,
No, I was saying, like, to me, like, you know, like every time I do these sort of things, you think back, like, yo, wow. Because, you know, like people said, when you're doing it, you're not thinking about it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I always feel real fortunate. Like I was telling, it's dumb, but we spent a lot of time. Like, people don't understand.
We spent so much time together.
Yeah. We were in the studio 12 hours a day for like a month. You know what I'm saying?
no,
And,
like a year.
and I think about your father.
Huh?
I think about your dad.
Mhm.
I mean, he would make those sandwiches. Remember, he goes,
That's right, the steak sandwiches.
I cannot get it. I can't get it off
Those
my
are the
mind. Those
legendary
steak
steak
sandwiches.
sandwiches. Huh?
I used to love it.
Yeah. They're good.
They're delicious, man.
Just so much heart, guys. I want to just thank you so much for doing this.
Oh man,
we love you. Man, it's an absolute pleasure. I need to really connect with you guys in person because I think it's overdue.
For sure.
But I just want to I want to thank you guys for being on the show. If there are any artist or someone that's interested in what you guys do, is there a way that they can follow you, get in contact with you? Is there anything that we can give to the artists?
Go for you.
I guess I'm more of an Instagram guy, so I guess Hugo Diaz Bros on Instagram. You can hit me there.
Yep. Yeah, same thing with me. Mine's super easy. I am Lou Diaz on all social media, and then loudiaz.net, which is my website. Yeah, man, hit me up. Whatever y'all need, I'm here.
Absolutely fantastic. And one last thing.
Yeah, bro.
If you were to, for those that are trying to do it now, and I know it's a different time.
Right.
But for those that are trying to do it now, what would be a good piece of advice that you can give a producer trying to make it in the game?
Man, that tenacity, man.
Yep. If you think you're working hard, you're not.
That's second that, bro. Yeah. When you think I can't go any harder, just know that
there's a way harder.
Yeah, like it's always going to be more. But to a certain degree, but you got no choice. Like it's easy not to believe, and it's easy to say. I know it sounds weird to say this, but it's easy to say, man, this is too hard. It's easy to throw the towel in.
Right.
It's a lot of ups and downs. Like when you go up in life like this, you don't go up like this. You go up like this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So just keep in mind, man, the highs and the lows. The only advice I can give people is don't let the highs be too high and don't let the lows be too low.
Right.
You'll be good.
I've packed up my equipment 3 times in my life.
No, I'm with you. Hey, we had a couple of heart-to-hearts in Pitt's the whole journey with Pitt. We were like, man, what are we doing?
Wow.
But, we kept it going.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad that you guys did keep it going because you guys made amazing music. And once again, love you guys, man. Thank you guys for being on the show.
Thank you for having us.
We love you too, bro. Anything. Like absolute 100% an honor to be on the show with you, my brother.
All right. You guys take care, my brothers.
All right, man. Thank you.
Thanks, bro.
What's going on, baby?
Man, feeling good. Welcome to the Mental Margarita Show. I have
no doubt
the music monster, the man that, let me tell you something. For the audience that is watching this, me and this man right here, this is my brother.
Yes, this
is my brother. We go way back.
Way back.
Oh, so let's start. So
like drop top Cadillacs, yeah.
So let's start. So Miami, Florida, Dade County. When did it start with you? When you said, I mean, I know the answer to all these questions, but when did it start with you when you said, okay, this is what I want to do?
I want to get into this music thing. How was it like growing up? What inspired you to start doing that?
Man, a lot, man. You know, I grew up in a household, well, you know, my dad having all type of records in the crate, all type of music, every genre, every style. I would say too, man, you and AJ, your cousin, my other brother, Givers of Divinity, man. You guys kind of inspire me a lot too, man. You know, the first time I heard you guys' music, that's what inspired me to write. So I say I got a lot of inspiration from you guys, I would say, you know.
Man, I can tell you, Ludacris Lunatics.
Dang.
Oh man, and rest in peace to our brother Larry.
Yeah, Locks, man.
Locks was
Okay,
a million.
Larry Burns. Yeah, man. That was a tough
phenomenal.
one, you know. Yeah.
Ooh, I'm still trying to get over that, man. Like every single day, like he comes in my mind, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah, man. Talented brother, man. You know, gone too soon. You know, God rest his soul. Love him to death, you know.
Yeah. And we had a posse, the Metro Zoo Click.
Let your zoo click.
And you guys, including ourselves, we were, I mean, just trying to do any and everything, performing at flea markets and trying to get our feet wet. What was it for you where you were like, it just registered in your mind where you're like, okay, I really have a shot at this on a professional level?
This was my junior high year, man. I think I was around in 7th grade, man, when I really when it registered to me that I really want to do music.
On the show. And we were
Definitely.
working with the Diaz brothers who also are going to be on the show. Man,
yes.
I mean, we were surrounded by so much talent, man. It was like God just put us in the right place, brother.
Yeah, man, we was right there. Diaz brother, and can't forget about Cool and Dre. You know, they was right there too, and we was vibing out with them.
It's so true. And so then you start doing your thing with Hugo. Tell the audience about that, because that's when you start really cutting a record, and I mean, start to really gain some momentum.
Yeah, man. Me and Hugo Diaz, you know, we were close for many years. It's another brother, you know, from another mother. Many years, over 20-some years, we were good friends, and him being a producer, a great producer as he is, and his brother engineering, you know, I kind of hung out with him, and he produced just about every song. Every time I was in the studio, it was produced by the Diaz brothers, you know.
It sure was.
There's a lot of inspiration. You know, I was there, Circle House Studio with Inner Circle and all of them, you know, end up doing a remix to one of Inner Circle song, Tell Me Something Good, you know.
Wow.
So, you know, yeah, and I was on a radio station. That's when Felix Sama was big on Power 96, and he was spinning the record. Remember Felix Sama, you know? And, you know, he put me on too and got me a couple of shows, Virginia Key Beach Fest and stuff like that, you know. And just hanging with the Diaz brothers, man, like fresh out of high school, you know, I got a little independent record deal, Backstage record.
Backstage
Rob Fernandez, you know. That's, you know, he's Pitbull's partner right now, but, you know.
Isn't that
I think
something?
that was like 1996.
Yeah. That's right. Rob is working with Pitbull right now as we speak.
Yeah, they're partners, you know. Latin 305, they got the label going. But you know, that was in 96, man, when I had that record deal with Backstage, and he brought down Fat Joe and the Terror Squad from New York City, and I had the time of my life.
You making music where you could actually escape, man, and party and have a good time. Yeah,
man, of course. Of course. Music is a powerful thing, man. We all need it. We all need it.
Now I was speaking to Hugo a couple of weeks ago. I mean, is there a possibility of a reunion? I want to talk this up in the interview because we need a family reunion amongst us all, and we should really do that. We need to plan something where me and you go out and see Hugo. That'll be so cool.
Man, he invited me plenty of times, man. I just life get the best of me sometimes. So, you know, I get caught up in, you know, trying to take care of the household or whatnot. But we can make that happen, man. He invited me out there plenty of times, man. He got his Hughes Music recording studio going. It's popping in Kentucky right now. It's beautiful, man. You got different rooms for artists to come down and create and record and write.
I'm so proud of him. I'm so proud of him. And we got to get AJ.
Oh yeah, me too,
my brother.
Oh yeah. I don't know how easy that's going to be to try to, you know, get him, but
the Renaissance.
Yeah, the Renaissance. He's there. But nah, man, that'll be dope. I'm down. I know Hugo would definitely be down to get that reunion on, you know.
Yeah. I think
producing, I don't know. Last time I heard, he was like, I'm not producing no more, you know.
Yeah.
Nah, but you know, yeah, we can make that happen, man.
Let me ask you this. Where can they follow you?
Man, you can hit me up on Instagram. I'm on Instagram. You can follow me at the Music Monster. DA Music Monster is MONSTA. So you can follow me on Instagram. Got my link there. You can hit the link and go listen to the album. Album's on Spotify, Tidal, iTunes Music. You got it on YouTube Music too. Just type it in. DMM, the Music Monster Juicebox, Texas.
So it's on all the platforms. And ladies and gentlemen, this is my brother. Even without the music, you know, I love you dearly, my brother.
Hey man, I love you too, bro. You know that.
And we have grinded, I mean, for so many years. So for those that have longevity and to still have the passion to do it, you know, it's truly our calling. 'Cause, you know, I think a lot of people don't realize how life can be hard and how life can throw you so many different things and obstacles, and what you have to do to overcome it to be successful in anything you do, I guess, you know.
Right. It's a lot, man. It's a lot. I had me some moments where I felt like I didn't want to do the music no more, you know?
Yeah.
And for some strange reason, God always brings me back to it. I guess he's like, hey, you need to do this. You need to do this. You need to do this. So I'm here and I'm doing it.
And you're doing it very well. The Music Monster on the Mental Margarita Show. I love you, my brother.
You. Love you too, baby.
We got to kick it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Appreciate you for having me, man. Slykat, appreciate you.
All right, man. See you real soon.
Love you, big dog. Peace.
Love you, my brother.
Now when you hear this, turn it up. It's the joint. Pass it around, pass it back. I'm the joint. Toilet paper, dish. It's the joint. Hot sake, wasabi, the life of the party. Get crunk, get drunk, gon' move your body. Hot sake, wasabi, the life of the party. Get crunk, get drunk, gon' move your body. I light up the gas, and slank off the party. Ew. You know I stay drippin'. You feel me? I love my girls juicy. You feel me? But you stay drippin'. You feel me? But you stay drippin'. You feel me? You know I stay drippin'. You feel me? I love my girls juicy. You feel me? But you stay drippin'. You feel me? But you stay drippin'. You feel me? I got too much juice. I stay drippin' on you. I got so much juice. I keep drippin' on you. Juice, juice, juice. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I juice, juice, juice. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got too much juice. I stay drippin' on you. I got so much juice. I keep drippin' on you. Juice, juice, juice. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I juice, juice, juice. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Yo, what's up, world? It's your host, the Rebel Hernandez, and you are now watching the Rebel Rant radio show. Yeah. So let's talk about resolutions. Did you make one? And have you failed it? Or did you pass your resolution already? Oh, me? Nah, me, I don't make resolutions. See, I'm one of those long-term goal kind of guys, right? I put my investment in, let it chill, relax, go and pick it up later. You know what I mean? But I do have some favorites, like one of those. What is the I want to lose weight resolution? Although I've been fat for 5 years, right? Or I want to eat healthier, organically, but only gonna shop at Walmart, right? Or how about I'm gonna go get a better job, but I only want to work part-time. Nah, I'm just joking with y'all. I mean, hey, what about if you haven't put your resolution in? What if you just figured out what you want to do and you is it too late? Is it too late to do that? I don't know. So what I do know is that it's not too late to start over, right? It's not too late to do what you want to do, what you love. It's not too late to apologize to somebody or apologize to yourself. It's not too late to be you. And if you are being you, it's not too late to do it better. It's not too late to get your life together. You know what I mean? But especially, it's not too late to love. Rebel love. Be aware of self, be aware of mind, and be aware of others. Thank you, and carpe diem.
Starstruck, here's a sprinkle of the stardust. Hold your champagne glass and your cigars up. See the guys with mob ties drive the cars up. Bright lights, most nights they buy the bars up. Candy coated Chevy cars on the highway. It's Frankie baby, it's on and this is my way. Dean Martin at the Sands this Friday. With Sammy Davis, here's a little hint where I stay. The city shines like Liberace's mansion. And you know Elvis had the whole city dancing. Showgirl silhouette steady.